guys, this is Web Naruto at the Ten Tails part 2, I believe. Before this video actually starts, or this what if actually starts, first of all, I made a Discord server, and I'm pretty sure I announced this last video, and Web Naruto went back in time with Sasuke part 5. But, yeah, you guys should probably join it. I usually do, or have announcements, like, ahead of time, so you guys want to know, like, a few hours before my videos actually come out, or before I'm about to stream, instead of having to look through my community tab, which I'm pretty sure most of you don't actually get. A good amount you do, but if you guys want, like, for sure announcements, you guys should join my Discord. It should be down below in the description if I remember. If not, it's always in my community tab, and I'm planning on probably putting it in my bio. Second of all, my voice might sound a little bit different, and that is mainly because I am actually using a different microphone right now. So if it sounds good and if I should keep using it, yeah, just comment below if you guys want the old microphone or if I should keep using this one. But yeah, so let's get back into the what if. So basically all that happened in the last part, or in the first part, basically it was just a background story of how Naruto got the 10 tails, or why he has it mainly. Also how him and Sasuke are basically friends already, and he also fought Mitsuki, I believe. Yeah, he fought him, and this is a little bit afterwards. So yeah, and this would be the next day, and of course Naruto would already be in the academy because he would have passed before, but he just went, or he went to go steal the scroll because he knew it had jutsu in it that he could learn, and so he did that on purpose. He basically got tricked on purpose, if that makes sense. But yeah, and so now they're announcing the teams, and of course it's still gonna be Naruto with Sasuke, and the reason for that is because they've seen how Naruto and Sasuke already have really good chemistry and teamwork, and that'd be perfect for Kakashi's team, which is all about teamwork. And decided to add Sakura in there, or Sakura in there, because she was, I'm gonna say, a pretty good one of the top students for chakra control and stuff along the lines. So they think she might be a good asset to their team. And the reason Naruto and Sasuke are already like friends, because Naruto's treated a lot worse for being being the 10 tails this time, and Sasuke, because of the Uchiha massacre, they seem to bond a lot easily because they've explained all the troubles that they've gone through for being at such a young age. And then yeah, so basically it'd be basically like the canon, where they'd have to wait a long time for Kakashi to actually get there. They'd have to wait like what, an hour or two, and Sakura would kind of get mad. So would Naruto, but Sakura would be pretty happy at the same time because she gets to be on the team with Sasuke, but at the same time it's kind of mad because also has to be on the team with Naruto. And at this point, Sasuke doesn't like Naruto, and Naruto doesn't really care at this point. There's only like a few people that he actually likes, or that he actually likes, and that's Sasuke and Hinata, because Naruto's really, at this point, he's really kind-hearted, but he doesn't really 100% care about making friends. But if he gets help, he'll help, and he still ended up helping Hinata when he was little. So that little bond is still there. Oops, sorry guys, let me drink some water real quick. My throat's kind of dry right now. Alright, so yeah. And eventually Kakashi would get there, and Naruto would be half asleep just sitting there. Sasuke would be with his feet up. Sakura would start yelling at Kakashi, saying asking why he took so long, and Kakashi would automatically just go, "Not very impressive," for, for first impressions. And eventually he starts introducing himself. He says, "I'm Kakashi Hatake." There you go. I almost forgot it. I usually almost forget names, but I didn't. Pretty sure it's Hatake. Yeah, I almost said Haruno, but no, that's Sakura. But yeah, so basically, he would instruct him to go up to the rooftop, and Naruto would already be there as soon as Kakashi body flickered. He would have body flickered, but right as he did that, so would have Naruto. Naruto would have gotten there first before him, because the 10 tails in this version slash universe, I guess you can call it, is more of a nice person, because in canon it said that it's untamable, it cannot speak, all that. But in this version, I'm gonna say it developed a lot more of Kaguya's nice side, because I know the Tento is basically Kaguya but uh with the God tree, I think it's called. But in this version, it's kind of like it's the exact same thing except more of Kaguya's nice, motherly, when she first came to Earth personality. And so yeah, and of course Naruto, or they would all start talking and explaining their goals like how they did in canon. And uh first would go Sakura. She would say, "You're pretty useless and kind of dumb. I want to marry. I mean, I want to lie." Where she started blushing and eeked. Is that a word? I'm pretty sure it is. Eeked about Sasuke, and then Naruto basically said that he likes ramen, hanging out with Sasuke, training training with Sasuke, and he dislikes when people call him a beast, a monster, a no good, and when people tell him to, you know, go commit die. And Naruto says, and his goals is to be respected, to be recognized, and to be loved by the village, even if nobody likes him at this time. And then he also says, and my main two goals is to become Hokage and to bring peace to the shinobi world someday. Because I already have a friend, two, or around two friends. Because for now, Sasuke and and the Sentos. Because again, right now, although there's a bond between Hinata and Naruto, like in the canon, but Naruto's still kind of a airhead. He's good at ninjutsu when it comes to knowledge like that. He's really smart, but when it comes to like relationships or stuff like that, normal kind of things that real life people would expect to know, he's an airhead. But yeah. And so then up next is Sasuke, and he says that he's starting to like ramen because Naruto always makes him eat it, and he likes training and hanging out with Naruto, and that his main goal, or now this is when he starts getting a little not scary to say, but like more menacing, where he has his hands together and like he doesn't know what I'm talking about, like how it is in canon. This is when that kind of starts, and he says that, oh, what was it? It's not, it's not a dream, because my dream will be a reality, and that reality is to kill a certain someone and avenge my clan. And Kakashi would think to himself, is he thinking of Itachi? And he'll think to himself again, like, of course, who else would it be? And Naruto then jolts up and says, "Oh yeah, I almost forgot that. I also want to help Sasuke complete his goal no matter what. I almost forgot that." And Sasuke would kind of look at Naruto and smile, just like, "Thank you, Naruto." And yeah, um, then afterwards, Kakashi would explain that there's something, or there's like a little test that they had to do. It's called the bell test. That their main goal is to, what is it called? Is to steal the bells from him, and whoever doesn't get the bell goes back to the academy. And Naruto, I'm pretty sure the Ten Tails is able to, or the Nine Tails. I know he has 10 tails, but I'm just saying it's called the Nine Tails is able to base, or perfect jinchuriki. Sorry, is able. I cannot speak. Is able to sense deception, and I'm pretty sure that's the name. Not, I'm just gonna make that up. And I'm pretty sure that'd be true with the Ten Tails because, well, the Ten Tails, or Naruto is basically a person Jinchuriki with the Ten Tails. He hasn't fully released them, but they now have a bond and they trust each other. I forgot what the name was that I gave them. But yeah, it started with an S. That's all I remember. But Naruto was able to sense this, and with his, big brain, because again, when it comes to battle knowledge, he's really good at that, would eventually come to the conclusion that this test is all about teamwork. And he would then tell Sasuke, and Sasuke would tell Sakura, because Sakura mainly trusts Sasuke, not Naruto as much. Although Naruto isn't, as annoying as he would be in canon, Sakura just doesn't like him because of the Ten Tails and thinks of him more as a freak more than annoying. And yeah, So of course Sakura would trust Sasuke because it's Sasuke, and they would all devise some sort of plan, and the main plan is for Sakura to go up as bait, so that's a distraction for Kakashi to hopefully be a little busy on, either whether that's teasing like how he kind of did in what is it called? Kind of like how he did kind of when he put her under a genjutsu. Hold up, sorry. It's because again I have a Discord server. I got a message. Somebody was adding me, and yeah. So as I was saying before that, sorry. And Kakashi would actually kind of go for the bait because he doesn't really know it's bait yet. He just thinks maybe Sakura is dumb and automatically goes, "Yeah, this team has no way of passing." And that's until Naruto and Naruto and Sasuke ambush him, and they start fighting. And uh, Naruto would basically turn back and put Sakura out of the genjutsu just by, I'm gonna say, by showing a little bit of bloodlust. Like he would send it directly to her, which would like kind of make her body react. You know how in Naruto, for example, if you stab yourself with a knife in your hand or something while you're in a genjutsu, it basically gets you out, and it's because of that shock slash tension. You know what I'm talking about. It's basically like that, except with no actual physical, more like mentally, or you know. And this kind of shocks her out of the genjutsu, and she says thanks to Naruto, but is also kind of creeped out because of the amount of bloodlust Naruto just showed there. Because I mean, it is the Tenta. Although he is peaceful, he, you know, it's the Tentels. It's still a bit evil, but it tries to be more of a peaceful type of creature. And so then, Naruto would basically, or both Naruto and Sasuke would mainly start fighting, and Sakura would keep on throwing a whole bunch of blades, kind of just spamming them towards Kakashi. So Kakashi would have to try to dodge every like 3 different things going at high speed, especially Naruto. Naruto would be like punching really fast to the point where even when Kakashi dodges it, he can still feel like the wind from the punch. He can still feel it hitting him, and it almost cuts him because of how strong the wind is and his punches are. And yeah, that's when Naruto makes a few more shadow clones, so it's harder. And that's when Sakura and Sasuke, they both basically tug the bells off at the same time, pulling out Kakashi's pants, tripping over, but also getting the bells at the same time. And this is kind of embarrassing to Kakashi that he was bested by uh no, not is it no Genin. No, is it Genin? Either way, by low ranked ninjas. And he thinks to himself, I really shouldn't have underestimated them. When I saw them earlier, I sensed almost no power. But that kid, Naruto, he's a scary one. Just the wind from his punches alone were enough to almost kill me. I swear I felt it. That must be the power of the Ten Tails. Is he already using it at such a young age? And Kashi would kind of, go, no, there's no way he'd be able to use and harness that kind of power at the age of what? 13. So yeah. Um oh no, not 13. What is he? 12 or 11, I think. And so yeah, Kakashi would say you pass and explain that this was all about teamwork and that they showed amazing teamwork back there, able to use the strategy even if they used one as bait, but they still end up saving her. And Kakashi also commemorates Naruto for being able to get her out of the genjutsu while fighting Kakashi to make sure that she was safe. And so, yeah. And afterwards, they decide to all go home, and Naruto has like the biggest sleep ever. He wakes up nice and refreshed, and yeah. Oh wait, I think earlier I think I made it. I think I messed up. I think I made it so the bell test was right after they, introduce themselves. That's not the case. Sorry, I meant to say it was the next day, and Kakashi explained all that. But also, Naruto was able to see through the deception and was able to get a full night rest. And so now, back to where I was going, and I'm pretty sure it's like a few weeks, if not months, that Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura have been doing really, simple, low ranked missions, and what is it called? They've been doing really low ranked missions, and eventually all three of them started to get kind of sick of it. And at this point, Sakura and Naruto are starting to go a mini bond because Sakura can see that Sasuke trusts him immensely at this point. They, because well, both them share pain, and what's called Sasuke really respects Naruto. That although he's treated like this, that he has a really bad life, he tries using everything for good, and rather protect his friends than, you know, do anything of other sorts. And and because of this, Sakura has decided to get a little close to Naruto, not in a I forgot, Sasuke and Sakura kind of way, but just get close to him to know Sasuke a little bit more, but also to have a small bond with Naruto because she can tell Sasuke really likes Naruto as a friend, all that. Um, so yeah, after a while, all three of them kind of get sick and complain to Kakashi. And at this point, Naruto is starting to develop kind of scaly white skin because although when he was little he had normal skin, as he grows older, he's starting to get really paley, scaly, skin, kind of like how the Sage Path looks. I'm not actually just not scaly, is it? Either way, he starts having a lot more paler skin, just a little bit more paler than usual, and some spots a little bit cracked, I guess you can say. And yeah, Naruto has also been like he's been feeling something on his back, and he's asked the Tentos about this, and he says that it's part of the Tentos transformation that you get for having the Tentos, and he also explained that Naruto will eventually um, look a lot different once he's older. It won't change his face or hair's main features, but it will change his skin and add some things, and kind of how Obito went through a change in Madara. And the things that Naruto are feeling, I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure this is it's kind of like how Obito did or has when he fought those, I forgot what ninjas, those ninjas to try to when he was going through a rage, when he was angry because Rin died, and those little things that I got from Black and White Setsu, I forgot which one, could have been both, but those things kind of what Naruto has, but they're portraying out his back a little. They're not growing, and Naruto learned that he can somewhat control them and can retract and track them, and he's touched them, and they're really like pointing at the point where if it touches something, it cuts them really badly. And so, yeah, and as I was saying earlier, they eventually get really sick of what's it called, of low ranked ninja or the low ranked missions, and they eventually go to the Hokage, and the Hokage assigns them a C ranked mission, I believe. I always get confused with this. I think it's a C or B ranked, but I'm pretty sure it's C ranked. All it would have been before it was just transporting someone. So either way, they give him a C ranked mission, I'm gonna say, and of course it's Tazuna, the bridge builder, like how it is in canon. And so Naruto would then basically or not Naruto, sorry, Tazuna would basically start to make fun a little bit of Naruto for looking so pale, because again Naruto does look a little bit more paler, and makes fun of Sasuke for looking like or looking kind of weak, and makes fun of Sakura because she looks, I'm gonna say, really goofy or something. He finds something to make fun of everybody, and what's called, and that's when the whole Hokage goes with Tazuna, and as soon as Tazuna hears what the Hokage says, his skin turns pale white, and he starts apologizing to Naruto like a lot. He starts saying, "I'm sorry. I'm very sorry for what I said. Please don't hurt me. I'm so sorry. I didn't know." And Naruto would look at him confused, like, "What?" And the Hokage would start laughing and say, "I told him how you're the Ten Tails, or you're the Ten Tails Jinchuriki." And Naruto would kind of laugh at this too. And Naruto would say, "Don't worry, I'm not, you know, I'm not a monster like everybody says. You're safe. Trust me." And Tazuna would actually feel really assured because he technically have someone with the powers of the Ten Tails, not fully, but a good amount of the powers of the Ten Tails, basically guarding him. So Tazuna would feel really really safe at this point. Um, what else? So yeah, and of course Kakashi's already there. Kakashi has been there. I forgot to mention this, but they're ordered to go get any of their essentials that they need for transporting, or anything that they need on the go. And ramen, I sorry, Naruto went to go grab some instant ramen, just in case, cause he doesn't know how long he's gonna be out. He just wants some extra food. He also grab some training things just in case he wants to train while he's walking or doing something. And so yeah, and Naruto and Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, they're all at the end of the border, or like the entrance of the village, and they eventually leave. And right when they leave the village, Naruto instantly starts sensing a little something. Like, he senses chakra, but he doesn't know where it's coming from exactly. Because Naruto, he's a sensory ninja. So, like with the Tento, I'm pretty sure it would be hiding. And he's pretty far away from where the puddle was. So I'm going to say he can sense it, but he doesn't know exactly where until he eventually gets closer and he sees the puddle. And Naruto starts to think about this and goes, huh, it hasn't rained much lately, and there's chocolate coming out of that puddle. It has to be a trap. And he, of course, thinks this all in his head. And that's when Naruto starts grabbing kunai. And eventually, of course, the two demon brothers of the mist, I think they're called, jump out of the puddle. And that's when Naruto instantly, like within a few seconds, goes up to them, slashes one of their throats, kicks them in the stomach, grabs the other one by the neck, slams them into the ground, and then by his hair, like pulls him by his hair over to his teammates, or over to Kakashi, and puts him up for interrogation basically. And eventually, of course, he cracks and says that they're after Tazuna because, what's his name? Gordon? No. Yeah, sorry, I forgot his name already. Sorry, but Big Boss Man. He tells them that there's a hit on Tazuna, and that's when Kakashi realized this should be like a B ranked or an A ranked mission, and that they should probably go back to the village. He says this out loud, and Naruto disagrees and tells Kakashi, I took these guys out within a few seconds, and they're they're more higher, and they're higher ranked ninja than I am. I think we'll be able to handle them. Plus, we always have you, Kakashi of the Sharingan. And Kakashi and Sasuke are both like surprised, like, what? And Kakashi's surprised because he hasn't even shown his Sharingan and all, and Naruto shouldn't really know that for someone his age. And Sasuke is shocked because, well, Kakashi has his Sharingan, and Sakura is just saying that like, huh? What's a Sharingan? And Kakashi asks Naruto, how'd you know about my Sharingan? And Sasuke says, so it's true? You have a Sharingan? Are you an Uchiha? And what's called Kakashi says, well, it was given to me by a close friend. I'll explain more, probably more later on. Let me drink some more water, you guys. Sorry. It's pretty late at night when I'm recording this. It's 11, or not really late, but it's 11 p.m. So I am speaking a little bit more quieter. My throat's just kind of thirsty or dry. And so, yeah. And eventually they start going more up ahead, and that's when what's it called? That's when I completely forgot his name. Okay, either way, that's when Mist starts popping up, and bro, I don't know how we forget names so easily. It's Haku and Zabuza. Sorry. Oh, I can't believe I've almost forgot Zabuza. Jesus, yeah. So either way, and that's when Zabuza kind of jumps down from a tree, and Naruto tells everybody that they should probably duck by now, and they kind of at first look at Naruto like, why? And that's when they see like a giant sword coming right to them, and they all duck except for Naruto, like a badass. You know, he grabs the sword, squeezes it, breaks it in half, and throws it behind him. Says, "Please don't play with toys. It's not very safe." And Zabuza looks at Naruto like he was able to just crush it, like, or was able to crush it just around one finger. Because Naruto, the way he did, he kind of pinched it. He didn't like grab it. He like pinched it and just went. And Zabuza was shocked at this mere power. And Naruto then says, "This fog is starting to get in my eyes. I don't like it." And with a single punch, like or like a sweep, kind of like he'd have his right arm go from one side to another, just in a slashing movement, and kind of like One Punch Man when he punches, how the clouds split in half, or like made a little bit of a pathway. It kind of happens like that, but with all the fog just goes to one side, or like okay, it basically splits in half. One goes to the left, one goes to the right, and just has a big opening, revealing where Zabuza is at, and getting rid of most of the smoke in the way. So I was like, you just do that. And Naruto then starts walking to Zabuza and go, "You're Zabuza, aren't you?" And and then Zabuza starts stepping back and go, "Get away." And Naruto then says, "I read a lot about you. You're in the bingo book along with Kakashi." And Kakashi would look at him like, "How do you get him? Or how does he know about the bingo book?" And yeah, I'm just saying this because I feel like someone Naruto's age wouldn't really know about the bingo book or what that really is. And so yeah, and automatically Zabuza starts kind of like backing up because Naruto kind of looks like a ghost because of how pale his skin is. And Naruto then says, "I've been wanting to try these out," and then he basically starts growing those spike things on his back, like I was talking about, and they betray or protrude, however you pronounce it, out of his shirt or out of his back through his shirt, and one of them pierces Zabuza's arm, and Zabuza screams out in pain, and Naruto says, so they are pretty sharp, aren't they?" And pulls them back and goes, "All right, well that'll be useful for later on, but I think it's time to kill you, Zabuza." And Naruto starts going in for the kill, but that's when, of course, Haku decides to step in, and he gets the needles and says that he's an Anbu, and that he's been chasing Zabuza and been trying to, get him, or for a long time. And Naruto automatically knows this lie and goes, "Huh? So you are you? Or so you are you? Pretty cool." And we say, "All right." And we let Haku go, although he knows it's he's mostly like an acquaintance with Zabuza, but he decides to just ignore it. I'm pretty sure they won't want to fight because Zabuza was like really scared of Naruto. He even without Naruto showing bloodlust, Zabuza was still able to feel it. The way his pale skin looked and those spikes, they hurt Zabuza a lot because how sharp they were. Like with just like a single poke, instantly like without any how do I explain it? Like it was like the sharpest knife in the world cutting through butter. That's how it was. And Zabuza like was really freaked out about it. And there was a giant hole in his arm. And of course Haku was trying to heal it up. And so like Kakashi, Tazuna, all of them are just sitting there looking at Naruto like, what did he just do? He scared up Zabuza. And Tazuna is sitting like, I knew I was gonna be protected by him, but I never knew to this extent. Because as I said earlier, he was kind of scared of Naruto, but really happy that Naruto is the one that's basically going to be able to protect him. And now he knows that he for sure is glad because he was able to scare Zabuza in just like a few moments. And Zabuza's also kind of mad because he has to go get his sword back. I'm pretty sure he can just repair it with blood, and so he's gonna go try to find that later on. And so yeah, Tazuna asked for an extra favor because he already explained to Kakashi that his village is really poor and that they really need it. And Gato, that's his name. Sorry, I was just thinking, trying to think what Mr. Big Boss Man's name is, and it's Gonzo. Gaz. I already forgot it. Okay, they think it's Gon. Wait, Gato. Gato? I think it's that. If not, sorry. But either way, Hazuna asked for a favor for them to keep protecting them until he's finished building the bridge, and then he'll pay them back once they can make the money back. Because he explains that the bridge will help them make a lot more money. And first Kakashi isn't sure, but Naruto says, like, decides for Kakashi and says out loud, "We'll do it." And Hazuna's like pretty happy, and Kakashi's like, "Naruto, I didn't say anything just yet." And Naruto says, "Well, too bad. I'm doing it either way." And basically, it's saying to Kakashi that even if they don't want to, he will stay back and do it, because that's how Naruto is right now. Because again, he has murder slash bloodlust or murder intent, but he's just also really nice and basically only nice to innocent people that don't deserve it or don't deserve to get killed and stuff like that. But to people that are scum and get um deserve to be killed or not to be treated with respect, he isn't like that too. And so yeah. What else? And again, Tazuna asked them if they would like to stay at his house while they also protect him. And by the way, Kakashi does eventually say yes to them helping out Tazuna a little bit more. And so yeah, Naruto is basically made a shadow clone that's protecting Tazuna at most times, and that will alert Naruto as soon as anything happens. And Kakashi decides to start training Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, and Kakashi teaches Sasuke and Sakura what is it called? Chakra control. And Sakura gets it pretty quickly. Uh Sasuke gets it decently quickly, and Naruto already knows it because he's already trained and all that. And so Naruto then asks if he can go train by himself because he has special training that he does. And or actually no, Sasuke also gets it pretty easily because he's been training with Naruto with chakra control, but he's still somewhat struggling with it, so he messes up a few times, but for the most part he gets it, and Sakura gets it pretty quickly as well. And Kakashi first says, "Okay, if you can walk on water, I'll let you." And Naruto says, "Oh, piece of cake." And then he starts walking over to a body of water and starts walking on it as if it was nothing. And Kakashi goes, impressive. Alright, you're allowed to go train. Do whatever you want. Just make sure you be back, because your shadow clone is the one that will alert us if anything happens." And Naruto says, "Yeah, yeah." And he eventually goes off into the woods and is there for a while, a few days actually, and it's mainly meditating, talking to the Ten Tails, and coming up with new moves, more like just overall training. And that's when I'm gonna say that Naruto can actually exert himself, or like not stress, but like overuse too much power, which will somewhat knock him out. Because again, he's in a kid body. He's 12-year-old, 11-year-old Naruto, and using that much power would usually, for most people, kill them. But when it comes to Naruto, Naruto is able to handle it for the most part. But if he uses too much, he'll actually get knocked out. And so eventually Naruto does, or pass out. There you go, pass out. I was trying to look for the word, so I just said knockout. But he like passes out whenever he uses too much, and eventually he passes out and he wakes up, and eventually he hears somebody coming. It's Haku, of course, and Haku gives that little mini speech about there being a special someone that he wants to protect, and well, there's someone that he loves, the ninja way, how it was in the original. And eventually Naruto says, "Oh, thank you." And before Naruto runs off, he turns back and says, "Hey, Haku, right?" It's because I'm gonna say Haku said his name. I almost said her. Jesus, please help. But either way, Zabuza what the heck, Haku again says, or tells Naruto his name, and Naruto says, Haku, um, okay, sorry. Naruto say, hey Haku, um, is Zabuza gonna want a rematch or not? And would say this in kind of a menacing but kid tone, and Haku would then kind of look at Naruto like, wait, he already knows, and would start backing up and running away. And Naruto would say, oh, just a question. And he'd start kind of laughing at this because, yeah, Naruto has more of a goofy demeanor than he does a menacing. But again, he is menacing slash has a murder intent whenever he's up against somebody. But whenever he doesn't feel threatened, he's just normal. Or like whenever it's just a non-battle, he feels normal. And so, yeah, Haku kind of runs back and explains to Zabuza what happened, and Zabuza goes, I'm not sure if I want to face him again. And or Haku say, or would tell him that he's already healed his arm. We can go go retrieve your sword, and now you have me to fight with you. And Zabuza goes, yes, I do like those odds more. I'm still not 100% sure. And Haku would go, whatever you want, you're in charge. And eventually, Zabuza would say yes, and would what's it called? Would agree. He would basically agree and decides that he does want to fight. And eventually, Naruto does make it back, and that's where I'm gonna leave off this what if. It's mainly because one, should I let Zabuza live? I don't know. So leave down in the comments if you guys do you want Zabuza to live and come back to the village, or should I just have him kind of die? I honestly don't know what to choose in this situation. But yeah, either way, just leave your comment below if he should or not. And also, I'm pretty sure I will be streaming today, so just watch out for that notification. I will probably be putting it in my community tab. If not, it's gonna be in my Discord, like an announcement when I'm gonna be streaming. So yeah, go join my Discord down below. Other than that, like, subscribe, share, do all of that, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which should come out. I'm planning maybe uploading tomorrow again. I don't know, my upload schedule is kind of out of whack, but either way, hope you guys enjoyed, and peace.